I'll start out by discussing some Bloodline-related issues. The Bloodline was observed speaking with Solo Sikoa about some significant impending circumstances that they would need to handle. He also mentioned that the Bloodline would be facing DIY and the Street Profits in an 8-man tag match the following week. Solo mentioned how he defeated Paul Heyman, how he recently defeated Roman Reigns, and how he sacrificed his own brother Jimmy Uso, all of them family members. Solo went on to say that he is incapable of fathoming the harm that he and the Bloodline will do upon non-family members. In addition, Solo reiterated a statement he made in recent weeks. He wants another chance to defend the WWE Undisputed Championship against the winner of Bash as the victor in Berlin. Solo maintains that Roman Reigns' interference cost him the WWE title fight at SummerSlam, and he is certain about he would have prevailed otherwise. That is what Solo's persona is hooked on at the moment. He feels that because of outside meddling, he deserves another bout. Furthermore, one might argue that it's a little absurd given that Solo came up with the concept to add Bloodline rules to the SummerSlam bout, which essentially allow for outside interference on both sides. However, he can't get over the notion that he was actually cheated out of his battle, and that's why he wants another one. During his segment, Solo also mentioned a few times that he was the legitimate tribal chief because he had defeated Roman Reigns a few weeks prior. As a result, Solo believes that his claim to be the tribal chief is now even more justifiable in light of that attack on Roman. However, one may argue that Solo's statement exacerbates any potential tensions between him and Jacob Fatu because, in essentially grabbing all the credit for himself, Solo Sikoa fails to disclose the vital assists he received during those attacks. Similar to the defeat of Roman Reigns, when Roman was completely dominating Solo and company on that SmackDown, Jacob Fatu made the crucial save that turned the tide in the Bloodline's favor. Therefore, once more, for Solo to hardly recognize or give Jacob any credit for an assist, that simply feels like it will matter later on and will be among the reasons why Jacob will finally begin to view Solo strangely. Thus, there is absolutely no recognition that Jacob was the one who eliminated Roman and ultimately saved the day. Alone takes all the credit, and listening to him talk here, you would think that he didn't receive any assistance at all during the earlier attacks. So, we simply have to hope that soon, as Solo keeps taking all the glory and treating the other members disrespectfully, they will realize what is happening around them. However, the 8-man tag team match should be a lot of fun to watch because Solo's entire Bloodline will be battling together in a single bout for the first time ever. Therefore, they should undoubtedly triumph over DIY and the street revenues in a decisive manner. Naturally, any possible side drama during the tag team bout on the Bloodline's corner is something else to watch out for. When Jacob Fatu is locked in the zone, will Solo Sikoa tag himself in? Will Solo Sikoa choose to tag one of the Tongans instead of Jacob? We need to keep an eye out for little things like that to keep reading about Jacob and Solo's relationship. Although Solo says he loves his family, he still finds ways to subtly criticize them, especially Jacob. Jacob was deprived of his rightful title by Solo, and he did not receive recognition for his save against Roman. It is uncertain what other actions Solo may do against him in the 8-man tag match. Thus, that's something to be aware of. Furthermore, we'll have to wait and see if Solo wins his second WWE title bout. Roman's next WWE appearance is still unknown, but there have been reports that he may return to SmackDown in September. Therefore, if Solo has a match against the top contender or something significant coming up, that may be another ideal time for Roman to make a comeback. Solo thinks he's free of the original Bloodline now that he's officially eliminated it, but he could be in for a harsh awakening any week from now. Since Giulia was spotted with Triple H a few months ago and attended WrestleMania 40 in April, there has been a lot of talk that she was joining the world of professional wrestling as an entertainment. For numerous months, everyone has been anticipating what WWE would do with the renowned Giulia, and after all that excitement, Everyone finally got what they were waiting for at the No Mercy VIP live event. Roxana Perez celebrated her victory over Jada Parker until the arena's lights completely went out. As a result, Giulia made her eagerly anticipated debut. She entered the ring with Roxanne Perez and made it very evident throughout their face-off that she was going for the division title and the NXT Women's Championship. Giulia's debut became viral on the internet, with a lot of admirers talking about her entry into the world of professional wrestling entertainment. Shawn Michaels told everyone to just accept the hype in a succinct and beautiful response to her debut. Even Triple H acknowledged Giulia's unexpected debut, saying she is a true star with a great future with the firm. Numerous players from the main roster and NXT reposted Giulia's debut. In her Instagram story, Bayley acknowledged the significant debut. Throwback photos of Sky with Giulia were shared to commemorate her arrival. Fans and celebrities alike were ecstatic about this significant premiere. Giulia already has a very impressive resume and number of accomplishments, but everyone anticipates that her impending stint in NXT will help her add even more success to her career stat sheet. And just like other celebrities the organization has signed in the past, Giulia will eventually pass NXT and join the main roster. And that's when things become very exciting because she will be competing against both new and old opponents that she has never faced in a wrestling match. Giulia is already the subject of enormous anticipation and excitement, and it looks that she will be a full-time star on NXT for the foreseeable future. If that's the idea, Giulia would be a fantastic pick to continue the women's title while Roxanne Perez is called up to the main roster, as there have been a lot of recent whispers about Perez making the move. When AEW was established in January 2019, undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and AEW President Tony Khan revolutionized the professional wrestling industry. From the company's founding until February 2022, Rhodes wrestled for them. At that point, he decided not to extend his contract and returned to WWE in order to finish his story. Speaking about his comeback to Inside the Ropes, Rhodes claimed that even though the two companies were rivals, the backstage atmosphere at WWE was fantastic. Although it might seem that there would be animosity toward him, the Elite, or AEW backstage at WWE, Rhodes claimed that in his experience, it wasn't the case. Truthfully, most of the boys, if not all of them, were very appreciative and grateful for what me and Matt and Nick and Kenny and everyone had done, because it helped the bottom line in the industry in the sense of contracts started coming out. Really high-dollar contracts started coming out, Rhodes said. Wrestling went from 7-figure guys to there was the ability for some guys to make 8 figures, and still looking at our global penetration, that's probably still less than what we could ultimately achieve. When Rhodes returned, he reported that there was a great deal of thankfulness backstage. He claimed that both performers and producers were saying thank you, and that nobody was really thinking about going to battle with each other as the corporations had been doing for a very long time. He claimed that others were content to have his enthusiasm backstage in the WWE environment,